Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 3 of For Mother Matron, the extended cut. It is time to get back into it where we last left off. I had just met up with Weird Dude. And I forget my character's name. I forget quite a few names, but we'll get into it. So we're back to let me move this over a little bit so I can see the chats. There we go. So we met up with this dude. I forget his name, but he seems pretty chill, and he always thinks that I'm either going to beat him up or I'm going to take stuff away from him. All that fun stuff. So at the market, we both realized our stomachs were empty, so I decided to buy us lunch. We made our way to the market and approached my favorite food stand, which sat far away from Meaty Marissa's booth of mystery meat and sold skewers. Oddly, I could almost swell I could still feel her gaze. Oh, she's over there, keeping her distance, but I can see her watching from behind a barrel. She's laser-focused on Rich, this guy, and has not noticed that I have noticed her. Oh, well, I think she's harmless? She's leaving us alone for now. At least, I think she just wants to oogle her crush. I certainly will be better equipped to deal with anything that might happen on a full stomach, at least. The delightful smell of grilled rat. Oh, dog reveal? I'll give you dog reveal in just a moment. Let me finish reading this part. The delightful smell of grilled rat and vegetables makes its way up to my nose and tickles parts of my brain that cause my mouth to salivate. Okay, I'll do a dog reveal for you. Let's see. Hey, boys. Let me see if I can move out of the way where you can see at least one of them. Ooh, there's a little tail of one. Hey, Tom. Hey, Bubby. What? There's Atomic. He's a greyhound. Whoa. I know. There we go. That's Atomic. Here you go. There you go. And then this boy. This is Goose. This is Goosey Goober. He's a little easier to hold. There's a dog reveal. Double dog reveal. I know I spoil you. They're both very good boys. And funny thing is like picking up Goose, the black one, the black lab, it just makes his day because he's obsessive over attention. Picking up the greyhound, Atomic, he hates it, and he's very grumpy with me now. What? Get over yourself. You're fine. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. Delightful smell of grilled rat and vegetable. I already read that. Can never resist the succulent chunks of chewy meat that ooze delicious greasy oil. Rich and I both order a large rat skewer. Oh wow! Thank you so much. I don't know how I'll pay you back, but if I take too long, just keep your punches to my body and not my face. I have a real bad toothache as it is. Jesus, kid, poor guy. You don't owe me anything. It's a get-to-know-you present. I have some extra allowance anyways. Lizzie's my name. No. That was a complete lie. The allowance part I meant. But I wanted to be nice anyways. Besides, who knew if I'd even live to use whatever allowance I had after this ordeal was done. I looked to Rich. He was eating as if he hadn't eaten in weeks. Perhaps he hadn't. So, you're absolutely sure you don't know anyone named Pucks? Nope. Not at all. I am extremely positive. Why does he still sound so proud when he says that? What trauma has this boy had? He's basically been cornered his entire life. Always having stuff stolen from him. Always abused by everyone around him. So we still don't have any leads. Who else could we ask? What is it, Rich? Did you hear something? Huh? Okay. Eek! Eek! A strange flying thing nearly crashed into Rich's head, but fortunately stopped short. Looking closer at it, it seems to be made of metal and plastic. What the heck is this thing? I think it's a bird. I'm gonna call him Birdie. Rich, that is not a bird. Look at it. It flies! Of course it's a bird! I suddenly had a headache. A little flying machine thing made a weird chirping noise and rotated slightly back and forth. It almost looked as if it was beckoning to us, albeit curiously. Look, the bird wants to show us something. Rich, that isn't a bird. Wait for me, Birdie! Tweet, 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 tweet! What a... Lizzie, it's not listening to me. I'm gonna catch it. Great. Wait a minute. And just like that, the machine and Rich took off. Hey, wait for me! Strange metal flying thing weaves its way through the air of junks with a boat-like grace, listening to and fro in the gust of winds. Rich continues to chase it and shout wildly with reckless abandon. Not even considering that any moment a 10-ton metal dumpster full of garbage and scrap could land right on his very head. Cementing the outside world is totally too dangerous to live in. I'm totally telling the truth theory. You could be right. Honestly, anything's up in the air at this point. No one has an explanation of it, but the district of junks, originally established by Opossum Brady, who always felt more at home amongst a pile of trash and filth, has a dangerous characteristic. Unpredictably, things fall from the sky here from a source that no one has been able to determine, like rain, but pulpier, and sometimes deadlier. Sometimes you're lucky and the only thing that lands on you is some moldy fruit, maybe some bags of animal feces. Other times, you would get the shell of a car landing on your head or shards of glass. One time I saw a bowling ball. I mentioned the porcelain pug of legend earlier. This isn't to say that there isn't a reason to come to the junks, or rather people do not find a reason. If you're persistent and know what to look for, one can find things of extraordinary value that can be polished to value. Components for the machines, clothes, sometimes preserved food, cans, plastic wrap. I found a comic book there once. Was about a young man that had a violent alien being possessed. Yeah, possessed in his hand, and the two had to learn to coexist. I think that's Parasite. Their world seemed a lot nicer than mine, to be honest. I stopped following Rich for a moment. Why am I pursuing this with such drive? My chances of survival are close to none. If the legends are to be believed, a horror of unspeakable character, or one so unspeakable as to render all who encounter it speechless, awaits me. If I stood here too long, I can simply wait for oblivion to find me. Even the whole ordeal right here. Just close my eyes and breathe, and a life will have come and gone in a flash. You won't make it back in one piece. Even if you don't believe it, I do. I believe in you, Lizzie. Or you'll make it back in one piece. For what it's worth... Oh, this is Janine talking, that's right.
For whatever it's worth, if anyone is ever to make it back, I think it would be someone like you. I must rely on my children's support to do what must be done for the collective good.
What was I doing? Can't lose myself. I have to keep strong. There are important things at stake. I'm scared beyond belief, but just lying down to die isn't how I want to go. I have friends that believe in me. I have to help the collective. Whatever that ends up meaning. It's clearly important. I look up. Rich is far away, but I can still see him. If I start sprinting now, I think I can catch up. I slap my cheeks, scan the sky for any garbage rain, and take off after him, and then I fall on my face. Great. What you saying? So selfish. If you don't do it, they'll send someone else. Ow! Huh? Ooh. It's a paper cup. Nothing really unusual about it, especially not here, and yet I'm drawn to it for some reason. Why is it? I want to look at it, though I can't really tell you why. Can't give you a reason why I should either. Rich is running away and I could lose him. Should I look at it? Why not? Reaching my hand towards it, something in the air. An ugly buzz hovers just above the quiet. A trembling in the air around my hand. Before I can pull it back, I've already picked it up. Ooh. Another vision thingy. Two women stand at a balcony, each holding up paper cups filled with warm coffee. The balcony rests in a nexus for the lost and destitute. This is also another reason I think it's fake, because I can see visions from other people. And there's been no establishment of, like, people having magical powers or anything. The girl with the dark hair, Loretta, told her blonde-haired friend, Sheena, a deep secret that's been haunting her like a ghost. Oh, and also, all of these people in these visions are in a mental institution. Or did someone else see this? A car falling on you. Yeah, that happens. The girl with the dark hair, Loretta, told... Oh, yeah. You're pregnant? Shh, quiet! Loretta sternly puts a finger to her lips. Her eyes are panicked and reddened from hours of crying. Sorry, but how? Loretta buries her face in her palm. I really don't know. My body didn't even want to tell me until recently. I have no idea what to do. Me, a mother. She stares into space. Thousands of nightmare scenarios are flashing behind her eyes. Thousands more failures to be responsible for. For once, there was no excusing it. Before she could blame the negative effects of her actions on the people, that's the price they paid for choosing to care about her, choosing to associate with her. This, though, a life was forming inside her, and everything she'd do from here on would have a direct consequence for it. Already had consequences waiting to reveal themselves, she figured. Sheena looks to the ground pensively. Do you know who the father is? Could they help? Bittersweet memories flooded her head. Parted too soon, or was it too late? Was it before or after the party? Why did the party have to stop? Even worse, what if it wasn't that time? What if the conception had happened somewhere in the dark oblivion of unconsciousness that nearly swallowed her life? I might know who it was, but we'd have to test to see. He's gone anyway. What about your mom? Can't bear to see you like this. You're killing yourself. What would your father think? You have to wake up eventually. Please stop this. Please, you look terrible. I wish I had my baby girl back. I've put her through enough as it is. I've been dead inside for the past God knows how many, or how long at this point. Living pill to pill. I could see the look in her eyes. Killed her inside every time. I think both of these girls are druggies, if I remember correctly. No, I've decided. I'm on my own with this one. A long silence rests itself on a moment. Are you going to keep it? That's okay, friend. What was that? I feel like the more time goes on, the less of a grip I have on myself and on reality around me. Losing my mind, seeing stuff, I really can't take it. No use worrying about it. Though, I have to keep moving. Hopefully, I can still catch up to Rich. After a long, exhausting chase, I finally catch up to Rich at the machine. This building looked remarkably better than the other structures in the junks, which were usually absolutely wrecked. It was kind of eerie, and I couldn't help but wonder how this one building stayed sturdy. Wow! We went pretty far. It was a lot of fun, Birdie. The little machine makes another beep, then proceeds to fly away to the top of the building. It disappears inside one of the open windows up top. Oh, Birdie's gone. I groaned. I gave up correcting him at this point. I was too out of breath to care. I think he wanted us to go inside. Maybe. I think so too. Let's go. Dang, for the kid not having eaten in like so long, dude's in really good shape. Appearances can be deceiving. For as relatively nice as the building looks on the outside, the inside more resembled a trash heap aesthetic I expected. While the building was clearly intact structurally, there was all kinds of garbage, scrap metal, and tools strewn everywhere. If you hadn't told me at the time that a tornado had just gone through the building, I would have believed you. What a mess. What, this place? Oh, what, this place? It's my house. Ah! A tall boy with a grumpy face. He doesn't look that grumpy. He looks mildly perturbed. A tall boy with a grumpy face and a black metal helmet wanders in holding a strange flying machine from earlier. Oh my gosh, it's a birdie you're holding. What did you do to Birdie? What are you? He means the little machine you have in your hand. Oh, you mean the drone. It ain't a bird, moron. It's not, but it flies. Have you never seen a picture of a bird? Or have you holes in your brain? Oh, so it's not a bird. I guess you're right. Now that I look at it closer. Lizzie, why didn't you tell me? I did tell you. I mean, darn it. Don't have time for this crap. You said your name is Lizzie, right? That means the kid with the tuned radio for a brain is rich, I assume. Yes, correct. You wouldn't happen to be Pucks, would you? Yes, finally. Been looking all over for you two. But you were just standing around in your house. What do you think the drone was for? It's got a camera. I was using it to look for you. Oh, that's really cool. Where'd you get it? Made it myself. You'd be amazed with cool stuff you can find around the junks if you know where to look. Machine parts, electrical components, lying beneath the garbage, just waiting to be put to use. There's a glint in his eyes as he talks about it. That kind of thing really makes him happy. He must really love building things. Sometimes people look down on those that spend all their time in the junks. Well, the guy who lives here, how's his house not gotten crushed yet? But I kind of admire it. It takes a lot of resources to be able to go through garbage and scrap and find stuff that's useful, or making something new out of it. Whoa, that's amazing. So, is the camera on the front? He nods proudly while tapping the bulbous camera orb. Whoa! How were you able to see pictures, though? It has a UHF transmitter on the rear chassis. Can beam a signal back to the antenna on my portable TV. I have to be careful though. If I block the line of sight between them, the signal doesn't come through. And Rich is gonna have no idea what you're talking about. He talks excitedly and fast. It's hard to follow all the details. He seems really happy about it though. Wow, I didn't understand much of that at all. I think he's saying that the drone sends pictures to his TV so long as they can see each other. Oh, I see. So using that, he was looking for us. How did you know what we looked like, though? We're all strangers. Yeah, I didn't. Oh. So was he actually even looking for us when the drone found us? So you just found us by accident? Yeah. So really, he just wanted us to think he was using the drone to... Yeah. You were just having fun flying it, weren't you? For a moment, he looks like he's about to explode. Welcome back. Anyways, we just found Pucks is all. Yeah, we found the guy with the drone. This is Pucks, the guy that we were looking for. And he's a little bit of a hothead. And he also said that Rich has a bunch of holes in his brain, which is pretty funny. Anyways, we have to get going, don't we? Gotta do what Mother says, right? You know, sending us to our grave. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Just gotta grab some tools. Cool. We should probably get going. Yeah, we should. Together we make our way to the Mother Matron's monolith. Oof. Alrighty. Monolith sat tall, looming over us, as if we were pitiable little slugs ready to get squished under its boot. Sky always looks different here. Looked wrong, somehow. Cthulhu, yeah. The normal and ever-present set of pillowy clouds congealed into its fluid jelly that seemed to want to slither inside the tower through every small crack and opening and swallow everything inside. Never would, though, and simply maintained a comfortable distance from the tower out of fear. Fear that would start making its way into me as I gazed upon the monolith. Doesn't matter how many times I see it, it still floors me how huge this thing is. Wow, I've never been this close to it before, it's so big! Yeah, it's big all right. Puck stormed past us and went inside, hands in his pockets. Rich and I followed Pucks inside, brows furrowed and somewhat offended. The lobby was a bit underwhelming compared to the rest of the building. It was also considerably more damp than I thought Mother Matron would like it. For some reason, I thought someone would be meeting us here. Apparently, there's no welcoming committee. It's an intercom, though.
A what?
Over there. He gestures to a strange box on the wall with 2 dimly lit red lights. It said it's a choose your own adventure. How many choices have you made? I made a few at this point. Like one of the decisions earlier was whether or not to look at the cup and get the vision, or to keep moving and chase down Rich. And there was an area earlier when I found Rich in a building where I could choose which path to go. And I did not get to explore one area. And there's some choices that that there was one message I got in, I think it was episode 2, that said that some of the decisions I make could kill Lizzie instantaneously. So I'm still figuring out what all of it is, and there's a lot of exposition in between. But there have been a couple of times where I've been able to choose dialogue conversations and options. There was one option where I could eat something that this crazy lunch lady was handing out. It chose very forcefully to not eat it, because I figured I would die very quickly. So you are trying to figure out how to kill the character. I would like to not, but, we see what happens. It's an intercom, something you use to talk to someone in a different part of the building. Oh, I see. You're really smart, huh? How does it work? Well, I've never used one, just read about them in some old books I found. I think you're supposed to press the button and talk to it. Oh, I see. None of us wanting to actually press the button, we stood there until the awkwardness decided to rest itself on the moment. So you're gonna press it or what? I didn't realize I was supposed to. Well, of course you are. You wanted to see how it works. Best way to do that is to use it. What a little coward. What an arrogant little coward. Hesitantly pressed my finger on the button. What do I say? My voice crackled from the nerves. I don't know, I guess. Hi, we're the 3 Mother Matron summoned. 12th floor! We all jumped in the middle of our shoes. I guess he heard you, Pucks. Shut up. Pucks, was that really called for? Don't really care. Let's move. We gotta hit the 12th floor. Puck stormed off again. Rich's eyes were glued to the floor. He looked like a sad little mouse, and I felt my heart twinge for him. He's kind of a jerk, isn't he? No, he's not so bad. I think he's just scared, like me. He just shows that differently. Rich, we should get going. Yeah, you're right. I'm probably not going to do too much more today. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save. I'm going to save over this one because I haven't really made more than one decision, and I don't think that's going to hurt anything. After an exhausting climb up the stairs, we find ourselves on the 12th floor. The landing leads us to a narrow hallway, the walls of which lay flat and uncomfortably angular and sharp, extremely artificial looking. It felt as if the hallway was made out of sharp knives resting against each other, waiting for the right moment to slice us to ribbons. The hall terminates in an aged doorway made of wood and fogged glass. Behind it, theoretically, was the dear Mother Matron waiting to greet us and embrace her dear children. We'll meet her, and then I'll call it quits. I'd finally get to meet the paragon of kindness that I knew's character as the caretaker of every girl and boy I knew. And yet, every synapse of my body was afire, screaming at me to turn and run. I kept my feet firm, but with my skin sentient, it would be ripped itself off my flesh and jumped out of the closet where I could... Words that I'm getting jumbled up. I guess this is it. Are you sure? This place is so... I don't know. Something about it bothers me. I'm positive as I can be. Well, it's nice of you to volunteer to go first, Pucks. You're such a great guy. I didn't say anything about that. Stop yelling. I'll go first. I volunteered so confidently just to get them to shut up, but the instant I had said it, I felt an intense regret. I was totally gonna do it anyway, but fine, if you insist. Coward. Yeah, he's terrible. I mean, he's probably gonna be useful in the adventure, but yeah, he sucks. Thanks, Lizzie. I have a feeling, and I've said this before, I have a feeling like this game is written by a lady. There's a big difference between the way that most men write and the most women write. And one of those things is the way that the men are portrayed. Like they're both fighting each other, but they're fighting each other so that they get the girl to do the big task instead of them. That's usually a sign that I've noticed where there's a woman writing instead of a guy. I'd be interested to know if I'm actually correct on that. I could be completely wrong. What do I think is worse? Men writing women or women writing men? Both are bad. Obviously, the women writing men one is going to irritate me more because, you know, I'm a dude. And so I can point out when something is accurate or inaccurate. But I don't know which is less accurate. It just depends. Some authors are good at writing both. I reached my hand to open the door. I knocked. Hello, we're here. Mother Matron, we're coming in. Clasped the doorknob. I twisted it. Only to find it locked. Huh? Okay. Silence filled the hall. Are you Mother Matron? Hello? Is anybody there? Silence filled the hall yet again, and a crackling static buzz leaks in from the ceiling above us. I look up, see a speaker was above us. A warm and tender voice laced with static drops through the perforated disc in the ceiling. Yes, my darlings, your Mother Matron is here. You are all ready to do what I asked you for, yes? We're here, aren't we? Let's get on with it. I'll elect to ignore your impudent tone, Pucks. For now. Wait, aren't you going to come see us? No, my children. I'm unable to leave this chamber. I have kept this a secret so as to prevent a panic, but your Mother Matron is very sick. And probably a demon. A raspy cough erupts from the speakers, hissing and peaking. Alas, I must remain secluded. Doesn't even have the courtesy to see us off before she sends us to be butchered. Pox! Do you have... What the heck? More like an aboleth. Or old one. Do you have something to say, Puxatani? No, just wondering when you were going to get to the point. Because of my illness, I am unable to carry out the grand mission for the collective, which is why you have been called here for, my children. Grand mission? What's the grand mission? We seek the womb of paradise, my beloved. What? It's no secret that life in the boarding is difficult. I have tried my hardest to make it as wonderful as possible for all of you, but there's only so much that can be done. I dream of a future where we can leave the boarding and travel to a place of peace and love and kindness. That is what the womb of paradise is, my dears. Cool. Does it have to be called a womb? It is your real home where you all belong. Yeah, sounds like an alien. It sounds really freaking weird. Everything about this seems fake. And it lies in the depths of the word that I've not been able to pronounce correctly yet. Crepuscular. So that's what the surveyors are meant to do. Search for the womb of the paradise in the crepuscular. Yes, the honorable surveyors are to carry the mission of seeking the womb of... Yeah. Search for the search for the MacGuffin in the creepy dark tunnel. We get it. How will we know what it looks like? And what are we supposed to do once we find it? MacGuffin, yeah. Uh, yeah, it does seem like an alien death cult. What are supposed to do when we find it? You are fortunate that I have patience for such impudence. You will know it when you find it, a paradise beyond measure, impossibly resplendent and inviting, a place where all of your troubles will melt away like ice. Once you find it, should you succeed in doing so, you are to return to the boarding so that you may guide your siblings onto the great journey. Am I understood? Any questions?
Yeah! Is there an option that includes not dying? Or at least lets us get back without, like, being, stupid, crazy, insane person?
I have one, Mommy. Why haven't we heard about this grand mission before? The Womb of Paradise sounds wonderful. I wish I could have started looking for it earlier. I would have been right by your side the whole time, searching if possible. Rich, my dear boy, the Womb of Paradise lies in dangerous depths below. You are only going there because it has become necessary. Were I not in a state of unwellness, I'd make the journey myself. Would you now? Yeah, I'm not super fond of the names in this either, but yeah, it's a small little indie game. I've seen worse, and there's a lot here. Like, this is a full game for free, so I won't complain too much. And it's a style of game that I enjoy. Because it's become necessary. Okay, yeah, join yourself. I do not want to compel my children to delve into the darkness unless I have to. I see. That's so considerate of you, Mommy. Sure it is. Pucks groans loudly.
Ah! We're going to die! We don't even know what we're being sent for! Or by! The woman could be a giant mole!
I have a question, too. Is there anything you could do to help us succeed? Anything you can give us? Some advice, maybe? Near the shaft leading to the is a locker room filled with various items. You're free to take anything there that might be of use. As far as advice, all I can offer is to never give up hope. Keep seeking paradise, even when it feels impossibly out of reach. I have a question too, Mother. The word mother leaves his lips like a loogie. Mother! Like he hates the word leaving his mouth. Why would you pick us? Of all the kids you could have picked, why us specifically? Suddenly coughing erupts again. More intense than before, almost as if it's fake and covering up something. I must rest now, my dears. Please hurry. I don't know how much longer I have left for this world. I must bring you to paradise before I depart this mortal coil. Be vigilant, I love you. Yeah, I want to break the window and take a look in. Can I do that? Can I do that? Silence. I guess this is the end of the conversation. Pucks glared toward Mother Matron's receding shadow. I tapped him on the shoulder gently. I guess she left. He continued to glare for a moment, but finally turned away. Let's go already. Pucks made his way to the stairs. Rich and I exchanged looks and followed suit. Alright. I'm going to call it here for right now. Because I got a day ahead of me and I got to get some stuff done. Yes, I'm going to overwrite this save file. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And Twitch, I'm going to go ahead and hop offline as well. Excuse me. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. The story is getting weirder and weirder. But I'm still enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more than I am The Doll Beneath. And you guys are going to see this more. Or you'll see more of The Doll Beneath coming up soon. But like I said, this is the type of game where I like. It's an exploratory world where you're finding out things as the characters finding out about them. The art of discovery is well used. It's the types of things in writing that I really appreciate. So, I think I'm gonna keep playing the game, and we'll see what happens. But for now, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you later. Give me 2,000 subscribers before Just Jeb Schaefer. Bye.